The largest shopping center in Europe is in Ukraine. How it looks like, what size it is, and what stores and other attractions it has. That's what we will talk about in this video. If this is your first time on the channel, subscribe. Here I'm telling and showing you our life in Ukraine, in my hometown in Kyiv, and in general about Ukraine, its culture, its cities and language. This mall is called Respublika Park. Today we are going to walk around it together, and at the same time I will show you the stores that you asked for. For example, technology stores, IKEA, sports stores and others. By the way, now we're in a sports store and it's the biggest sports store I ever seen. It has just about everything about sports. Actually, this shopping center is in Kyiv. It was opened a year or 2 years ago. With everything that's been going on for the last 2 years, I lost track of time. It's really big. It's area about you can see on the screen. There are clothing stores, technology stores, children's stores, jewelry stores and 2 floors of food courts. There's also a movie theater and an amusement park. There is a big parking lot. I will also show it to you and show you how this mall looks from the outside. There are stores that haven't opened yet and there are stores that haven't opened yet, but they've had time to renovate. In the first 6 months, when the full-scale war started, all of our malls were, of course, closed. It was only at the end of the summer that they started to open. Now almost all of them are opened when there's an air raid in the store. Announcements are sounded and everyone has to leave the stores quickly. The stores themselves are always closed inside. Of course, there are a lot of brands, Nike, which many of you call Nike. I think that's a well-known fact by now. Adidas, which some people call Adidas, I'm not sure, and others. Also a lot of Ukrainian brands. In fact, walking here is very tiring because of the large corridors, but you don't cross a lot of people. It's mostly one story. And the second floor one has a movie theater, park of the food court and a park with amusement rides. The stores themselves are bigger here than in the other stores, especially in terms of floor space. By the way, there are a lot of stores in the aisle. I'm not sure how I can say it. We call them Ostrovki. They sell cases, watches and other accessories. Also, here is a very large grocery store called Silpo. I showed you another Silpo in the video where we made borscht, but this one is huge. And now you see technology stores. They are huge here too, but very conveniently located all in one place. So are all the jewelry stores and so are all the children's stores. So if you come to look at technology, it's very convenient that you don't have to walk around the entire mall. Most people actually order appliances from us online and they come to look at them in stores offline, but some people like to buy in stores. By the way, where do you buy appliances, online or offline more often? Write in the comments. And yes, you can buy everything from a refrigerator to a phone to a scooter at the appliance stores here. And yes, you can buy everything from a refrigerator to a phone to a scooter at the tech stores here. As for the prices of things, technology and products, I already told you in previous videos that prices have gone up by a lot, from groceries to appliances. For example, last December I bought a phone, an iPhone 13 13 Pro Max, and now it's more expensive because the ratio of our domestic currency, the hryvnia in Ukraine, to the dollar has increased by 1.5 times over the year. Here now you see jewelry stores. By the way, now the hryvnia to the dollar has fallen slightly, but people say that this is artificially made and that the decline before a sharp increase. There is a theory that the National Bank is artificially holding the exchange rate. In fact, I believe it because Ukraine has never had a profitable depreciation, while we have had at least 3 sharp appreciations in our history. Unfortunately, economically we feel unprotected. This is especially true for retirees who have worked for the country for 20, 30, 40 years and end up with a pension on which they cannot live. And yes, of course, we help our parents, I mean not only our parents but also our grandmother, but not everyone has grandchildren who are willing to help. For example, the pension that you would understand, my grandmother who worked for over 30 years at a state enterprise, about $80. Yes, you didn't hear that, while the communal fee just for the apartment in the winter when there is heating about the same. And we all understand that there is still food, medicine, and anyone wants to buy something else besides the basics. But come on, every country has its shortcomings, but it's a shame that people who have worked all their lives can't afford a better life for themselves. But that's not the subject of our video. Let's go back to the mall. You and I are already walking around the Yusk. It's very big Yusk and you can find everything for your home here. By the way, in the next video on the channel I will talk about my work before the war and what I do now. And in the previous video, if you didn't watch, I talked about education in Ukraine in general, about the educational system at school, college and university, and about my education as well. By the way, if you have a Yusk in your city, write whether it differs from our assortment in appearance and content. By the way, there are so many yellow price tags with discounts. It seems that there are more of them than normal ones, but it's usually purely marketing, nothing more. Also, there was supposed to be an IKEA store in this mall, but it didn't open in time and now I haven't seen any signs about it. We only have IKEA in one mall and it didn't open that long ago, about a year or two ago. But the interesting thing is that officially IKEA appeared in Ukraine a few years ago, but there was a store before that, about 10 years ago, which was called IKEA. It's similar to Walmart and Walmart stores. I know there is a Walmart in Canada. I don't know about the USA. If you have a Walmart store, post right in the comments. So we don't have a Walmart, but in Ukraine we have the exact same Walmart. Even the signage is identical as far as I know. Actually, I'm currently taking an in-depth course in digital marketing and studying brands, companies, their history and so on. And it's very interesting how brands steal ideas from each other. In the meantime, we are leaving Yusk and moving on. If I don't walk in a circle, we are still walking along the first floor with you. And we go to a store called Sensei. It's considered quite budgetary with us, and now it's in many shopping centers. And then we will go to the food court, and on the way we will look at the mini park in the middle of the shopping center and near the food court attractions. To be honest, we are already very tired. It's already evening, so we won't go to the attraction zone. I'll show you from the side. I'll show the park from the top so you can see it better. There are a lot of shops around the shopping center, which is not surprising because the area is really huge. By the way, write in the comments what is the largest shopping center in your country or city. We usually go to shopping centers on weekdays in the morning when as there are few people, but today is a day off and the weather is terrible, it's raining, that's why everyone walks in shopping centers or sits at home. And yes, there is a Ferris wheel here, of course it's small, but all the same. Here the second floor is a food court and there is also a cinema. Here you can find food for every taste, but what is strange here is neither McDonald's nor KFC. Usually every shopping center in Ukraine has one or the other. Here you see the attractions. I hope that the video conveys the scale of this shopping center to you. There is also a small food court on the ground floor, but it's more of coffee shops. And so this mini park looks from the bottom. Now let's go with you through the shops that have not opened since the beginning of the full-scale war. They are my favorite. Well, I save money. It's a joke. In fact, my husband and I are not spenders at all, and I always, when I buy new things, I try to sell the old ones or give them to someone who needs more. But to be honest, the assortment in stores has become worse and there is no desire to buy and spend money for nothing now. By the way, today I bought one dress and sunglasses. These are all our purchases today. And for the last half a year of clothes, I bought only sneakers for myself, but I ordered a little for the house from AliExpress. By the way, AliExpress delivers to Kyiv in 3 weeks. It's the same as it was before the war. Now we are passing by the zone of children's shops. It's also convenient that these shops are all in one place, and even the benches are cute. Let's go to the restrooms with you. It's nice and modern here. We are on our way to the parking lot. The parking here is awesome. Everything in Kyiv would have such underground parking lots, and life in the city would be much easier in terms of parking, especially in the center. We pay for parking in such a machine. Usually there are QR code, but the application of this mall just didn't work, so the old-fashioned way. In some shopping centers right at the exit, you can pay the person who sits there. I love paying through apps. It's fast and convenient, and you don't have to look for where to pay because these machines are not always located at the exit. The cost of parking for 1 hour is less than $1, about 80 cents. When you're leaving, the car number is scanned, and if everything is paid, then the barrier opens. But sometimes, of course, there are technical failures when it doesn't open automatically, and you need to attach a payment receipt to the terminal. But it's not scary, just don't throw away the payment. And you see this mall from the side. And we are going home to rest. I hope you enjoyed the walk with us. Thank you for your support in the development of the channel, and see you in the next video.